Welcome to Three Geeks. Welcome to the Three Geeks Podcast. Max is currently AFK, but he will be back. He's watching the Star Wars trailer one more time. Welcome to Three Geeks Podcast. My name is Jay, joined tonight, as usual, by Dan, Max, Mike, and special guest, my wife, Liz, who's as anxious to talk about the Star Wars trailer as the rest of us. So, a lot happened in 48 hours. Let's start with the Star Wars poster, guys. So, they released this poster on Sunday, and I think it's beautiful. I do agree with Mike looking at it. I really hope that I'm okay with there being another Death Star type thing in the movie. I just don't want the whole movie to revolve around Bothans dying to get the plans to destroy this Death Star type thing, which I think it's going to be Starkiller Base. That's speculation. And we're going to do a lot of speculating, a lot of rumors, just nerding out over Star Wars because that's pretty much all that's happened in the last week. Mike, you want to kick it off?
Sure. Like you mentioned before, when I first saw the new poster, I enjoy it. It looks pretty dynamic and cool. You'll notice there's a lack of Luke on there, which I think is actually kind of a good move because from the way things are kind of sounding about the movie, he might be kind of showing up late to the party in the movie, and it might be something totally unexpected, so perhaps giving a little too much away image-wise might ruin the surprise if there is a surprise for him. But yeah, my main concern was just that we've seen 2 movies already about blowing up a big space station, and even in the trailer, there's kind of quick glimpses of what looks to be like world blowing up. So I like the Death Star sequences from the previous movies, and they were fun. But we can kind of expand a little bit more on what kind of terrible things the Empire or the First Order or whatever they're calling themselves, are capable of, other than just moon-sized death bases, which are cool. But let's see what other kind of malicious-looking things they can do. Like one thing I liked in the trailer. Well, are we going to talk about the trailer a little bit later?
Yeah, we'll get into the trailer in a minute.
I'll save that for the trailer talk then. But yeah, I just hope that maybe if you do have another planet destroyer, that it sticks around for more than one movie. That'd be kind of cool.
Dan, looking at the poster, what are your thoughts?
I like it. First of all, there's more. You've got more of an emphasis on action. You got the ships over there that are flying and stuff. It's not like the episode 2 trailer with 2 big heads poster with 2 big heads and we're in love. So that's a step in the right direction. However, I would contest Mike in saying that what the Star Wars needs is more Death Stars, not less. We need a whole bunch of them. and they need to fill the whole poster.
maybe episode 12 and search for more money.
Yeah. and then we can, I don't know what you call them now, man. The Alliance, the good guys, I don't know. They can have planet with giant gun turrets on them on the other side of the poster, and then you can have Death Stars on this side. I don't know.
Max?
What if that's the Republic's Death Star? We don't know what that is back there.
Boom.
No, I like the poster. I like this poster more than the original one that they came out with. It's got a little more going on. It's still got the Star Wars feel to it, but you're getting a little more action. You get a little more visually. You're just like, oh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? So, I'm definitely digging this one more, and it's a good poster. I don't see if there's anything bad to say about it. I guess it could have been, they could have had Boba Fett in there, if I got to be picky.
Liz, looking at the poster, any first thoughts come to your mind?
First of all, I love the poster. I would get that as a tattoo. I freaking love it that much.
That's crazy wicked bad tattoo.
It would be. I love the color contrast. I love how everything's sharp, and there's obviously some action going on, but obviously there's going to be some like backstory obviously going on. And then when it comes to the Death Star thing, maybe it's because I'm not like as hardcore. Like I love Star Wars, but I'm not like hardcore, read the books, whatever. But I just didn't picture them living on anything else. So when people were like, what? I was like, well, where would they live anyways? Like, is there like an evil planet where everybody's at? I don't know.
No, there's a bunch of evil planets where all the people come from.
So that kind of took me back when people were like throwing a fit about it. I was like, what? It's fine. That's just their pad, man. They're just chilling and killing.
On the video we did last night, Max, somebody was asking who we thought the little guy in the back behind R2-D2 is. We haven't seen that guy in anything. Do you see who I'm talking about? Is that Andy Serkis?
Lupita Nyong'o's character, actually. That's who she's playing.
Oh, is it? Cool.
Yeah. Like, they discussed about how, like, she's doing motion capture and stuff in the movie.
Is it like a robot or something?
It's like an alien of some kind, but
Nice. So yeah, looking at this poster, so the speculation and the rumors have been for a long time that the story is about Rey, Finn, Kylo Ren, and Han Solo. And if you look at the poster, they are the 4 biggest images on this poster, with Kylo Ren being the biggest and so forth. So I think that Luke is... So one of the plots I've heard is that they come across Luke's lightsaber, which we've seen in the trailer. Finn has it. Or what looks like Luke's old lightsaber, which was Anakin's.
Anakin's.
Which would make sense because Kylo Ren is obsessed with Darth Vader and is after the lightsaber. But, you know, they obviously meet up with Han Solo. And I think most of this movie is about them trying to find Luke because for something happened that caused Luke to go away. And I think that's why we haven't seen Luke, because Luke isn't in this movie. Luke is what this movie is kind of about. It's about them finding him to help with whatever is going on. And I think Luke is one of the reasons the Order of the Ren, is that what they're called? The Order of Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons they exist. I think that was his attempt to train some... What do you think?
I think you're wrong about that. It's like... And again, this is all bullshit, but the Knights of Ren isn't about finding Luke Skywalker. I think they're about finding Force artifacts or finding stuff that's going to help them learn more about the dark side of the Force.
He is an artifact.
Luke Skywalker.
He said he is an artifact. Just kidding.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but like, it's. I don't think Luke Skywalker is their main thing. You know, he's just another piece that they're kind of looking for, and I don't even know that they expect to find him so much as they're trying to find anything he had or he knew. So, like, I mean, I don't think it's Luke specific. I think it's more of a general thing.
Well, I think Kylo Ren is looking for Luke specifically. I don't know if it's to finish, because, you know, nobody knows what went down in that Death Star except for Luke and Vader, really. They don't really know about Vader's change. That's all hearsay. But I think Luke, he's after Luke because Vader was after Luke. For whatever reason, you know, as from an outsider looking in, Vader was obsessed with Luke. So now Kylo Ren, in a roundabout way, is going to be obsessed with Luke. Whether he wants to finish the job of killing Luke, finish the job of bringing Luke to the dark side, Luke has to factor into his obsession a little bit because, you know, by fault, he was Darth Vader's obsession, right?
But I think he would know that he was after his son. He wanted his son to join the dark side.
Well, no, but nobody else knew the family history. No one, you know, like, we know all that stuff, but that's not general.
This is afterwards, right?
It would be general knowledge by then, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's
depends.
like, you know, 20 years later, you're telling me not one other person knew, like, ooh.
But I'm saying, like, no, nobody knew that Darth Vader was Luke's father, and if he didn't want to tell anybody, then nobody would have to know.
But
Yeah.
Leia would know. What if Leia told?
Like,
They never
that's what
told
I'm
Leia
saying.
in
Like,
the
but if they're
movies.
like, maybe we want to hide the fact that our father was the most mass murdering killer in the entire galaxy, that might not be information you want to just give out to everybody.
That's true.
I think we're tap dancing around the real issue here, in that the Jar Jar Binks re-edit of this poster is gloriously hilarious.
Fucking Jar Jar Binks.
That's your favorite character. I heard you were going as him for Halloween.
Yeah, that's gonna happen for sure.
Somebody on Facebook posted one of the things that could ruin the Star Wars trailer is if Jar Jar Binks popped on screen and goes, "Misa back!" A million fans
It's at the
scream,
end. Like,
"You made us watch football for this?"
No, oh man, no, it would have been great. Like if he's like Misa back, and then he gets shot in the head.
But Mike, what are your thoughts on the whole Kylo Ren and the whole sequence with him talking to the Vader mask? It's kind of crazy. I think the dude's a little out there.
I'm actually kind of in the same. I agree with you a little bit in the fact that, like, from what I've heard about what the plot is rumored to be, is that he's not necessarily like a pawn of the Empire, even though he's working for whatever the Empire is now. Is that, yeah, he's just fixated on dark side stuff and fixated on Darth Vader history in particular. So, and I gotta say, like, when I'm speculating about why, it would make sense if he was in some way related to one of the characters who is related to Darth Vader, to kind of find out more about his family roots, I guess, and things like that. But I thought the trailer looked fun. What I was saying earlier about kind of what I'm hoping they do a little bit more of, other than just like, let's blow up planets, is that, like, there's a brief scene where you see, like, Kylo Ren, I believe it's him, like, interrogating, what's his name, Oscar Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's like, looks like he's frying his brain, but like just with the Force, like he's using the Force to like fry the dude's brain. And we never really saw. I mean, we've seen Vader choke the hell out of a bunch of officers and stuff, but okay, that's a cool gimmick. This would be kind of cool to like get really psychological and see a Sith or see a Darksider actually mentally mess someone up, other than just revealing that they're their father.
Yes, it's one of those things like when you're a kid and you have this relative that nobody talks about, you kind of are intrigued by that relative, because you know that they may have done some things questionable in the past, or, they were a big figure, maybe like a political figure that you're related to, but nobody in your family wants to talk about. It kind of gears an obsession, and I think maybe Mike's right that I think Kylo Ren is related to somebody, and I think he's related to the Solos, Han and Leia. And has anybody everybody is speculating and assuming that Han and Leia are together and were together. Like, has that ever really been put out in the media?
There's a quick shot of them hugging in the trailer. Like, you can tell it's Han Solo.
No, I think that like they're definitely together, but also in the Star Wars comic book they introduced Han Solo's previous wife. She's a black chick, so they could be half siblings. And that would be a totally viable fucking explanation for everything.
Oh, you mean like Finn, yeah.
And
yeah,
and so again, and like in the Star Wars in the book universe, I know none of that stuff actually matters, but one of the Solo kids does go all Darth Vader in that. So I mean, it's not a fucking stretch to think that it could be, but like that stuff is all just like, well, maybe maybe not. Like, again, like this 45 seconds glimpse that we get in here isn't enough to give you anything solid. But I mean, I don't want Kylo Ren to be a Solo child. Anyone else being a Solo child I'm down for, or a Skywalker child I'm okay with. I would rather him be something else, because I feel like they dabble too much in this destiny and family shit. Like, it can't just be the one family in a whole fucking galaxy of people that has, like, the pivotal. Everything revolves around them, and that to me is stupid if they play it that way.
See,
Harry Potter, dude.
I agree and disagree.
No,
I agree.
They've said it from the beginning that the episodic movies are about the Skywalker family. They won't stretch far from that. However, to agree with your point, in the spin-offs, like Rogue One and the other spin-offs we're going to get in the future, those movies need to steer away from the Skywalker family. Let the episodic movies be about the Skywalkers. In my opinion, that's fine, as long as we don't find out that Finn is Lando's kid, and we don't find out that, Jabba the Hutt has a child, and that Jar Jar Binks had a child. As long as it's just the Skywalkers we're getting some of their family stuff from. Kid? Because you don't want because it's a bigger, like you said, it's a bigger universe.
He's Mace Windu's kid. Great grandkid or whatever he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Like-
he's Mace Windu's grandkid.
I'm okay with Kylo Ren being a Solo because that's what these episodes are supposed to be about, is that family lineage. However, I don't think Rey is a Solo, and that's something that they're pushing hard on us. I think she's Luke's kid. And watching the trailer again, there's a lot of homages to Luke and even Anakin in the movies that we don't want to ever talk about because they were horrible. But, I think we're going to find out she's Luke's kid just from the quick glimpse in the conversation we got with Harrison Ford and Han Solo and her talking back and forth. What's that, Mike?
Which, by the way, this trailer, even more so than the previous ones, it's solidified the idea in my mind that he's going to bite it in this one for sure.
I don't think he's going to die in this movie. I don't think he's going to be in this. I think if they're going to kill him, it's going to be the second movie.
I think so too.
Harrison Ford's been wanting to kill this character off since Empire, so it's like...
Oh, yeah, no, Han Solo might die. I'm sorry. I was only half paying attention. I'm watching this trailer again. Han Solo could definitely die.
Yeah, I think I'm more than... Then also people were saying it's like the fact... I think actually you guys mentioned the fact that he's like very enthusiastic about this movie means that like, okay, something very dramatic has got to happen with his character for him to be that interested. I'm guessing it's a big sacrifice. He's gonna be the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the movie, I'm feeling.
Dan, what are your thoughts on everything that's going on?
If he's the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the film, then like they're gonna have to make a sequel that he directs that brings his character back. It's like Leonard Nimoy as Spock. He'll be like, well, I really actually wanted to be Han Solo, so But I don't know. I will say that people put way too much thought into the trailer here.
Well, speculation is fun.
I was just happy watching people jump around with lightsabers and I got your mask and shit, and here's some planes flying around. I was perfectly cool with that, but now we're in like family lineage and stuff. I don't know.
Well, it's fun to speculate, but God, I totally lost my... I think Han Solo is going to die, but now I'm starting to think Chewbacca is also going to kick it in this movie.
No way.
I think so, man.
Chewbacca lives forever.
I totally nerded out today and watched that trailer a lot, just like Max can't stop watching it now. And there is a scene where Rey is holding a furry figure, and if you pause it, it looks like Chewbacca.
Well, where she's crying?
Yeah.
I think
if you
that's
pause
Han
it.
Solo.
No, it looks like Chewbacca, though.
Yeah,
it could be wrong.
Han Solo
And
wearing Chewbacca
I
jacket.
got to give it up for J.J. Abrams, because when Star Wars Episode 4 came out, nobody really knew what Star Wars was when they went to see it. Like, there wasn't much given away beforehand. And we've had 3 trailers, and they have given away nothing. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Dan's right. Going into this trailer, we haven't seen anything except for a lot of quick shots. And I really like that. I like the fact that we're going into this movie blind. I think that's brilliant. It's giving all of us nerds who like to do commentary on the internet a lot of stuff to talk about, because we can speculate all day, because they're throwing clues out there to mess with us, and JJ loves to do that. He loves to show you one thing over here, but then it's actually something over here. So, for all we know, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver could be Han Solo. That's...
It could be Finn. I'm looking at it right now. That could be Finn.
I would say it would be a disservice to kill off Chewbacca that he can't grow super old and lay in his living room and watch his Chewbacca porn while his kids are running around. I mean, that's probably what he's waiting for.
I could get his turn in Grandpa Itchy's masturbation.
yeah, clean the chair off, kids. I'm going to use it again.
I've fought the Empire. Like, shit, let me just sit in my chair and do this.
So, give you guys a quick thing. So going into before this weekend, a lot of the people that speculate about Star Wars were saying that an opening weekend in December has only done $90 million. Star Wars, a lot of people were speculating Star Wars was going to do $150, $160 million, but now they're speculating in the U.S. alone it's going to do between $250 and $300, because Hunger Games was the highest selling ticket sales online. Star Wars has already done 8 times what the Hunger Games did. 8 times. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. It was crashing websites. I was one of the people trying to get tickets. I didn't get through, but my brother-in-law did. And every site you go to was at a crawl or not loading, not working, nothing. You couldn't get a ticket. It's crazy. And now on eBay, people are asking for $100 to $1,000 depending on where you live per ticket. It's nuts because the tickets, I don't think the tickets are sold out yet because I think the theater chains are just opening more screens. Now that they've gone digital, they can do that. And I think we're just going to see Star Wars movies running until 7 o'clock in the morning if they have to. I'm pretty sure they did it with the Avengers. And you just won't have any other movies playing. So I'm sorry, Alvin and the Chipmunks, you decided to open your movie on the same day as Star Wars. No, they're going to bump you for Star Wars. I'm sorry. It's a family movie that's going to not suck. And Alvin and the Chipmunks
don't apologize for that at all, sir.
Has any of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies been good? Seriously?
No. There was no sorry for that.
Whatever. Road Chip is going to dominate the weekend box office.
But dude, yesterday was like a circus. I'm on a bunch of like groups on Facebook that are like Star Wars related or nerd related, and there's people like trying to figure out how they can get online and stream ESPN or a football game because they've never watched football before, but they wanted to watch the game because they didn't want to miss any of the lead up because nobody knew if they were going to show little snips here and there before halftime. So like every nerd was glued to the football screen, and I was one of them. I had the football game on. You can ask my wife. I was complaining the whole time, like, how many fucking timeouts can this team call in 5 minutes?
And I'm actually watching the game.
Halftime.
I am watching the game. And he's like, bleh. And I was like, just watch the game.
ESPN is reporting that Monday Night Football is the highest rated thing so far this year, which is pretty cool.
If you show Star Wars on Monday Night Football, you're going to get all your sports games you normally watch and all the nerds who don't. Like,
you're going to get the weirdest cross population that you will get for a TV show.
Man, I'm on a podcast called Sports Nerds. We exist.
That's true. They do exist. All right, so Max, last night we had a bunch of people comment on our Facebook page or our YouTube page, so I'm just going to go through some of these comments real quick because I told him I would. So one guy asked if we think Finn is Luke's son.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but I mean, anything's possible. It really is with J.J. Abrams. But I'm going to lean with Max and say no, but there's a small chance. Anything's possible. Anybody else?
It's the white genocide, man.
Oh, we're going to get to that. Next up, somebody asked, is it possible Luke turned to the dark side, which is why Luke is gone and they're looking for him?
Absolutely. That is definitely possible. You know what else is possible? A giant flying spaghetti monster.
Pizza the Hut! That would be awesome.
No, they've definitely played around with Luke going to the dark side storylines in the books, in the expanded universe, and in the comic books. So not in the recent comic books, but previously and all that shit that doesn't matter.
Dark Empire, man.
Yeah, Dark Empire.
Yeah,
great set of books. Yeah, so it's been explored, and I'm down for that. Whatever.
Somebody else asked, do you think Kylo Ren went to Endor to retrieve Darth Vader's helmet?
Well, I don't see where else you could go, because that's where it was. So, I mean, it's not like they're selling burnt-up Darth Vader helmets in, like, the corner store or whatever the fuck. Like,
well,
yes,
garage sale.
Is there not, like, a black market where you could, like, get somebody to go get it? Or buy it up?
Even still, like... Somebody had to go to Endor.
Well, somebody did, but it didn't have to be him.
He paid off Wicket the Ewok $200 for it.
Yub, Wicket.
It's like yub.
Yup.
I've got these beads. It's
and Domo Batman is watching live, and he says hello, everybody. So give a shout out to Domo Batman.
Hello, Domo Batman.
What's going on? I don't think that Kylo Ren would trust anybody else to pick up an artifact of that magnitude is the only thing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Do you think... What's that, Mike?
My big question is was Anakin's head still in it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I forgot my train of thought. Jesus.
Good job, Mike.
Were you going to read another question?
That's funny. That's pretty much all we have. If you're watching us live on YouTube, you can leave a comment on there. I'm monitoring it right now from my phone. And if you're watching us on Google Hangouts, join the conversation, send in questions, comments, tell us that we're right or wrong. The reason they're making these trailers the way they're making these trailers is exactly for this, so we can sit around and talk and speculate. But I was telling Max last night, I am not the biggest Star Wars fan. I like the original 3 films a lot, but I haven't really liked much else. I haven't gotten into the books. I'm going to try to read the Timothy Zahn trilogy just because I've heard it's really good. But I'm officially in. I'm on the bandwagon. I don't think there's ever been a hype train like this before. I mean, it's, we always give DC crap and like all these other companies crap for starting too soon. Star Wars started a year ago, and every time they release something, it just builds and builds and builds and builds. We didn't have any, Chewie we're home moments in this last trailer, but it was just a lot of little cool things to make you go, yeah, like Star Wars, man. I'm on. I'm ready for this event.
Well, I mean, like, and because you're looking, I'm watching it again, and you hear the voiceover part where Finn's like, like this isn't what I signed up for, and like I think like that's when the Empire deal first meets the Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, and like they're evil people, and you see him torturing that guy, like. There's all kinds of new stuff that they brought in that like even I'm a seasoned Star Wars fucking I've been in it for a long time. Even I'm like I don't know where they're going, and it brings this whole next level of excitement to it that you don't have any idea what's going on, and I really like. It's
fun watching it through your glasses, like as you're watching.
No, I do that for you guys. I don't actually need these. I don't actually need them. But I'm just again I'm part of the hype. It's not I could be like, well, we've been here before, and this is the same prequels bullshit, and we got the same amount of hype and yada yada yada. But I'm way more excited for this than even I was back then.
Yeah, I think the hype train is more than the prequels just because we got Han Solo. Like, if nothing else, the fact that Han Solo in this movie, and we know Luke is coming back. We don't know to what capacity, and Leia and Chewbacca and R2 and C-3PO. Instead of the prequels where we weren't getting a whole lot of that, we're getting a whole lot of that now, and I think that's also throwing fuel on the fire. And Domo Batman said something funny on our comments, so I'm going to read it. Luke has an infinity gem. That's why he's hiding.
Yes, Luke stole the Infinity Gem from Thanos, and now they're going to get extra galactic. Thanos is going to attack, and the Knights of Ren must band together to fight him.
You heard that here first. Thank you, Domo Batman, for that news scoop. And if you're watching or listening or however you're viewing us today, if you could please help explain this story to me. So there's a boycott for Star Wars Episode 7, which is not working very well. I mean, 8 times, obviously. But it's saying that Star Wars Episode 7 is promoting white genocide. I don't get it. I went into it with an open mind to read this article. But their biggest argument is that Episode 7 stars a black guy. But we don't know if Finn's the star. And he is one character in ensemble piece. Like, I don't get it. Does anybody else in this podcast, can you explain to me the rationale?
Are stupid.
And I guess a guy in West Virginia committed suicide over this issue, which is stupid. I'm sorry. Mike, you got any thoughts? You're the one who brought this to my attention.
I have a feeling that suicide story is, I don't know if it's been debunked yet or not. I don't know if it's got any relation to what's going on. Yeah, I know it was reported initially that was because of that. But yeah, it's like saying essentially just because of the fact that, it appears as if there's going to be a black lead in what, let's be honest, what has essentially up until that point been, all white male leads for the most part since 1977, is that it's promoting the kind of doing away with white male leads, which, believe me, there are still plenty of white male leads out there. I mean, God, Age of freaking Ultron. So it is. It's stupid. It's people. It's those same people who are like, why is Human Torch got to be a black guy? Why is Perry White got to be a black guy? It's the most like selective uber fanboyism that is very unappealing to anyone outside of fanboyism. And to that point, I just gotta say, dude, the movie's coming out anyway, regardless. You're gonna go watch it regardless of your little, ooh, it's promoting this, boycott it. I'm still gonna watch it though, just to see if he makes it through till the end. But you know what? These movies have been about just regular people genocide from the beginning. Again, planets blow up, so you know what? It's not so selective. They're just coming up with reasons to not like it, or to not be fans, or to be very, very nitpicky and feel like they're very special and that their type of fanboyism is elevated amongst others, because it's like we're the OG Star Wars fans who like our leads white and boyish. Whatever.
Dan, as a white male who's taken over the podcast, how do you feel about this?
You see, I don't even know what side of the spectrum this is on. Like, is this from privilege, or are they like claiming that it's being PC or it's not PC? I don't even know.
It's people hiding behind a Twitter handle.
Well, yeah, I get that. But why? I know the short answer is it's the internet and people are a bunch of idiots. Granted, but still, is it because Star Wars is so popular that this gets to be popular?
Exactly, it's attention. It's an attention grab, I think.
Is it like every time a new Pokemon game comes out, PETA makes like their own little stupid little PC thing because Pokemon is supposed to be horrible against fake video game animals?
Hey man, don't knock it. I saw 2 kids making squirrels fight in the parking lot yesterday.
Awesome. Who won?
The Asian kid.
Cool.
Max?
Now I'm...
Am I allowed to comment on this? Is that cool? Like,
I don't know. You
are people
supported...
going to boycott our podcast if I say anything about this? Like,
I am.
Get off the podcast.
I think we got a nice little spectrum here. We got a couple of white people, a guy in the middle, and you. So it's cool.
And a woman.
And a woman. So there we go.
Well, no, but like, don't we need to get rid of all those things? Liz, you gotta go. I gotta go. Mike, I think you're light-skinned enough to be like, well, maybe he's
super tans.
I'm a clone trooper, is what it is.
Yeah, so you're okay. I think you can stay. No, me and Liz definitely gotta go. You guys need to get a couple more white guys in here. Mid-20s to mid-30s, and that'll fit the target demographic pretty well, and no one will boycott your podcast. I'm sorry I ever fucked shit up for you, to be honest. Like I didn't know. I was just trying to talk about some nerd shit. Like,
I'm sorry for breathing.
Like, give me a fucking break, people. Aren't we past this?
That's what I'm saying. We should be past this. Maybe I don't get it because most of my friends throughout my entire life have not been white, so maybe I don't get why the hatred is. But seriously, it's 2015.
It's like, okay, maybe in a galaxy far, far away, these people are like, yes, and this is the perfect galaxy where only white people exist, except for that Lando character. We don't know how he got there. But, it's like...
Since you've been talking, one of our 5, viewers has shot himself in some backwater state.
Fucking, yeah, dude. There's nothing to say. We shouldn't even, I wish we could just ignore it altogether, because there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just dumb. It's just people being stupid and people opening their stupid mouths. And when I run around and I say dumb shit, yeah, it's all jokes and it's all funny, but it's like, I don't know how, like, I hope that this is all some great joke, you know, like, maybe they're like, wouldn't it be funny if someone had a problem with, like, that there's so many black people in the Star Wars movie, the one black person, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, let's see what happens when we, you know, like, or something. I hope it's that, because otherwise, wow, right?
Oh, it's not like they took the whole cast of Straight Outta Compton and cast them in the leads of Star Wars. Like, we don't have fucking O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing Han Solo. We have Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. It's one guy. It's not the entire cast of, like, a Tyler Perry movie. Everybody just calm down.
I'm not gonna suggest blackface again, but what if they did just cast Straight Outta Compton with white people?
As long as they're good actors, who really gives a F?
I mean, like,
Keep it clean there.
How? Like, I think it would have just been the greatest thing ever if they would have just cast.
I was about to say, it's like, I'd be very, very curious.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it and probably giggle through the entire thing.
Okay, so
you know?
My question is, who would you cast as Dr. Dre if you had to cast him as a white guy?
Jesus, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Jesus?
Eminem.
Eminem.
Wow.
He's got the most experience with Dre.
That's true.
Mark Wahlberg.
I would actually like to see Eminem's Dr. Dre.
There you go. But seriously, this is ridiculous. They're not. Let's just
Can we
move
drop
on.
it? Can we
Yeah,
drop
this
it?
topic
We're moving on. We're wasting
gonna
too much
make
time
me-
on stupidity.
It's gonna get me so upset. It's
Just
crazy.
drop it. It's not worth it. It's not worth anyone's time.
Yeah. So you assholes, just stay off Twitter. Anyway,
Twitter was made for assholes, sir.
You're putting yourself out.
that's true. That's really all I got. What do you guys? Anything else to add about Star Wars and what's like theories? What do you think is gonna happen, Max?
Everything. I think everything is going to happen all at once.
Yeah, I can't wait. So one story that has nothing to do with Star Wars that actually made its way through the news cracks was that.
Wait a minute. Wait.
What?
Wait. It doesn't have to do with Star Wars?
No.
Then who gives a fuck?
Well, we're going to talk about it because we're a geek podcast. We just talked about fucking race in a Star Wars movie, so I think we can move on.
But I just want to talk about Star Wars some more.
All right, go for it, man. What do you got to say?
No, I'm just joking right now.
Misa back!
As he starts to rewatch the trailer.
I've
He's
let
like,
it
yeah,
run
listening.
I've been watching this like constant stream of best top 10 Star Wars things from somebody's personal YouTube channel, like the top 10 Star Wars sidekicks.
Nice.
But now that you mention it, I am going to start the trailer over again. Okay, I'm sorry. Now go on to your non-Star Wars topic, please, Jason. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Well, before I do that, Domo Batman says, thanks, Domo Batman. We love the support. Good, Liz. Who gives a rat's ass? Good actor makes a good film, and I agree. So, yeah, moving on. Mark Ruffalo has been confirmed to be in Thor Ragnarok as Bruce Banner. And I think that makes sense because if the Thor is in Civil War, if Hulk is in Civil War, whichever side he takes is the side that's going to win. So getting him off the planet, which we already speculated, it makes a lot of sense to me. And one of the plots I've heard in the rumor circle is that he leaves, which we all expected, because he wants to isolate himself, and he thought being near Thor would be the best way to do so, because Thor's hammer can stop the Hulk. So, I mean, what do you guys think of that news? Let's go to Dan. Mark Ruffalo in Thor 3.
I heard you the first time, sir. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you could always, like, add more stuff to the Thor story, because the second one was kind of meh. I like the first one. However, if we're actually going to do Ragnarok, where does the Hulk fit in? I mean,
That's a good question.
Is it before the giant serpent or after? Or, you know, I mean, you've got Tyr getting his hand bit off. And
well, Marvel, they always take liberties. And I think one of the speculations I've heard is that they're going to borrow a little bit from the Planet Hulk storyline and kind of combine the two. I don't know if that's true. That's complete speculation and rumor. But
that could actually be pretty well.
Also, the giant serpent will turn out to be a British actor named
Yes.
Trevor.
Good day, sir. How are you? I'm trying to eat you.
Max, what do you think of Mark Ruffalo?
Oh no, I love it. I don't know if you've seen a little half an hour. I think it's about half an hour. Wolverine versus or the Hulk versus. It's Hulk versus Wolverine and Hulk versus Thor, and so Loki drags the Hulk into Asgard and just like he separates Bruce Banner from the Hulk, and the Hulk goes nuts on Asgard and just kills everything. I'm down for that. I really like that movie. That's one of Marvel's actually good animated little features that they had there, and I had a blast with that. If they want to, use, because I don't think many people want to see a Hulk movie. It's kind of hard to tell that story, or and keep it really interesting, and it's just because the Hulk would just smash everything. So that's not very good. And also, it's hard to make a Thor movie and keep that fun and interesting. So bring these two guys together. Let that let the story unfold that way, and you can have the Hulk going nuts and smashing every fucking thing because it's on an alien planet and it's not New York, so it doesn't have the real world implications that it would if the Hulk goes nuts, on a city. And so I'm down. I like this idea. Dan, to answer your question, I doubt that they're going to play too much into the actual Norse mythology of everything.
The comic actually did.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying for the movie, you don't have to fucking. It's not going to be that. And
well, but it friggin' should be.
Whatever. I disagree. I feel like the mythology is what people had to say about it, so it's very open to be wrong.
Mike, your thought? Oh, sorry, Max.
Oh yeah. So that's it. I'm down. I'm really excited to see that. I liked the second Thor movie. I'm one of the few people who did. So I'm really excited to see this one.
Mike?
And yeah, to piggyback off of that conversation, if you want to hear our thoughts about adapting comics to film, you should check out the Wizard World video on this site. Ding! There you go, placement. You know what? I'd say Max is right. It's really difficult to tell a Hulk, standalone story and keep it interesting. We've had a couple of times to do it, and a TV series where he just wandered around meeting various people while hitchhiking. But yeah, I'd say he works best now in this new universe as kind of a supporting character. I don't want to say sidekick, or at least a co-hero in these movies. And to have him team up with Thor, yeah, you can go wholesale destruction on whatever realm they're going to be fighting on, and not have to have so much of that real world stuff sink in, and just have it be epic fantasy brawls. And I can see Planet Hulk maybe tying in, maybe, I don't know, towards the end of Ragnarok, after all the fallout and stuff, he's banished or exiled to that planet and just hangs out there until Infinity War. So maybe then he learns how to really control the Hulk, and we can get articulate Hulk that says more than a couple of words a film.
Yeah, I agree. And Marvel, one of the things they said when they announced the Phase 3 lineup was that while the Hulk isn't getting his own movie, he's going to have a big part in Phase 3. And I think, does anybody know, does Thor come before Guardians 2? Does anybody know? Because that would be a nice little stepping stone to Guardians, and putting the Hulk with the Guardians.
I don't know, but I'm sure somebody's sitting at a computer right now and could harness the power of the internet and find out.
Liz, do you want to see the Hulk in Thor 3?
Nope. I do want to see him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope they go that route.
I've heard that rumor from the beginning, and I think that I'm looking forward to seeing the Bruce Banner up there with Thor. I think there could be a lot of fun story to explore, and it makes sense because obviously Captain America Civil War, like I said earlier, you got to have Thor's not going to be in it and the Hulk's not going to be in it because it wouldn't be a fair battle. So this is the perfect excuse to explain why the Hulk isn't there.
Is Ragnarok? Do we know? Have they released like at what point in the story Ragnarok is taking place? Like, is it taking place during Civil War, before, after? Have they expressed at all like what the timeline is?
No, if I had to guess, it would be simultaneous.
Yeah,
But
or
I
like
don't.
right on the heels of.
Yeah, because obviously, I mean, Bruce went somewhere after Avengers 2, and we don't know where yet. Apparently, it's an unnamed planet is where Thor finds Hulk. So, but yeah, we're building up towards that Infinity Gauntlet, which apparently Luke has a gem for. So maybe we'll get that Patton Oswalt big crossover. But another rumor that came out, and I feel like it was a year ago today, we were talking about Spider-Man and Marvel. And I'm going to bring this story up because when the whole Spider-Man thing was going on with Marvel and Sony, they both came out and said it wasn't true. Recently, Marvel worked out a deal with Fox for the rights to an X-Men TV series. We don't know the terms of the deal yet, but it was rumored, and they both came out and said it wasn't true, but it was rumored that Marvel actually already has the rights to Fantastic Four back. Now, if this is true, and this is complete speculation, what do you guys think? Max?
I don't know what to think.
You think it could be smoke when them saying it's not true?
Yeah, I mean it could be, and but Fox has taken the stance that they want to keep Fantastic Four for some strange reason, and Marvel has taken the stance of they dropped all of their X-Men shit and all of their Fantastic Four shit just to not promote anything Fox does. So if they're saying that they didn't do anything and that deal isn't going down the way it is, then that might be true because all evidence points to they fucking hate each other, and that could be true. Also, it could just be like, hey, we need to make sure all of our legal ducks are in a row before we announce this shit. We want to milk as much money as we can out of Fantastic Four before we're like, yeah, that piece of shit sucked, and we don't want anything to do with it anymore. It could go either way, and I don't really care until the ink is dry and the dust is settled. Otherwise, it just doesn't really matter.
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, the companies are like two little kids that just don't want to get along ever. I don't see them working together. I don't see them trading stuff. It's like, this is my Pokemon card. No, it's mine. And it's, And even, what's that?
Well, they did work together because Fox does now have the TV rights. Marvel did sign off on that.
Yeah, they got TV rights, but what fun is that?
Well, that's what they wanted. They had to work out a deal for that, and I'm just curious as to what you think they got for it. Marvel got something for it. They're not just going to give Fox something because, like you said, they hate each other.
Yeah, but what are they going to do on the X-Men TV show? I mean, it's not. I don't think it's that big of a bargaining chip.
I think the rumored shows they were working on were, what was it, Hellfire and I forget what the other one was, but. Yeah, they were going to be like, it was going to be like a period, like Mad Men for mutants, I guess.
Yeah.
From what I know, Hellfire is confirmed now. I think as of...
I'm not repealing my previous statement.
The second one was Legion. It was supposed to be about Professor X's kid.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Double Batman says that we need Fox's emails to get hacked because then Fantastic Four will go back to Marvel.
Get on that, North.
There you go.
I hope I heard a good idea. I think it was on a different podcast I was listening to, where if they did sort of like the X-Men period piece of the Fantastic Four, where they did it like in the '60s or something, and they did a fun like kind of deal like that. That would be pretty good. So, I mean, maybe if Marvel got it back, they're trying to throw something like that into motion. Then also with the Fantastic Four, you can just be like, oh, yeah, then Dimension Hop, and now they're in the Civil War. It's not even that big deal.
That kind of works. I like that idea, Max.
So, I mean, I wish it was mine, but, yeah. Yeah, no, I'd be down for that too. That'd be pretty cool.
I think Max has a good point that like even if there was a deal reached, it might take a while to get all the contracts and stuff set up, and you want a little bit of time to distance from the Josh Trank thing. A couple years. Which actually, you know what? If they did end up getting Fantastic Four back, that could actually work to their advantage since they have Phase 3 all kind of set up for the most part. I know they're kind of shifting their schedule around for other stuff, but if they do have pretty much a solid idea of where Phase 3 is going and where it's going to end, what wouldn't be a better property to kind of kickstart Phase 4 with than with a new Fantastic Four, which won't happen until like 2020 from the looks of it anyway, so you'll have plenty of time to get the stank of that one out of your mind and get ready for a new version that is in line with what Marvel has got going for it. I think that actually worked out pretty cool, but yeah, I think it's got a long ways to go.
Well,
if it even happens.
And New York Comic Con, Marvel announced 3 dates for Phase 4, and the reason I brought up this whole rumor is because it came from a reputable source. One of the news sites is actually pretty legit. I did some research, and I think it was JoeBlow.com, and they actually named the release date too. That Marvel has it on the slate. They're still, like Mike said, they're working out some of the final touches, and then a few days later, Fox and Marvel came out and said it's not true. But like Dan said, Fox and Marvel hate each other. They don't like working together, but Fox needs the X-Men. Marvel's not going to get the X-Men back. Marvel would like Fantastic Four because honestly, Fantastic Four would work really well in their universe, I think. And I think bringing the Fantastic Four back, but not in their own movie, introducing them as a side story and maybe another film, I think that would be a great idea, and I really hope that this ends up being true because so far Fox has done shit with this project, and you can't tell me after the loss they took on Fantastic Four that they really want to make a second one. Nobody wants to see it. I mean, the second one is going to do worse than the first one. Movies don't go up if they suck.
That's not the second one. It's the 4th one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the second one in this current incarnation.
But still, Fox made 4. That would have the 4th bad Fantastic Four movie that they made.
No, actually, they made 5. It would be the 5th. Remember the first one, the Roger Corman one they made in a week, right?
That would be so awesome. That'd be so awesome if Marvel Cinematic Universe just revealed, like, oh yeah, the Roger Corman Fantastic Four, that's our version of the Fantastic Four. We're keeping that in canon. At one point, these goofy, doofy-looking superheroes showed up for one adventure, and then that happened.
Disappeared.
And disappeared.
But no, I would disagree. If they made another one, I mean, it might make more people to go see it because they know it's going to be horrible. They just have to know how horrible it's going to be.
Yeah, but if that were true, then it would have happened with the first one because I've heard from most people like the first 45 minutes is like you can get through it okay, but as soon as the first 45 minutes over, it's just a train wreck after a train wreck after a train wreck. Because the first Fantastic Four movie, and like Mike said, you can check out our panel and we discussed this in a lot more depth, but they cut the action sequences before they started filming. You can't film a big budget superhero movie with no action sequences. That's boring. Nobody wants to see that unless it's, I mean, if you got a really good script and maybe you could pull it off. Maybe if you got Andy Sorkin in there to write a script, that would be awesome. Or Aaron Sorkin. Nobody goes to those summer movies without. You need action beats to get you through the slow parts, and to cut it out before filming is stupid.
We all of the possible fucking bad ideas that they made to get to this point. Giving up Fantastic Four would be the one smart thing that they've done in a long, long time. But if they're saying it's not happening, then that's what we got to go with until they're like, oh yeah, we're just yada yada yada, all the legal bullshit, and that's that. So I mean, let's just hope that it is all smoke and they did the right thing. They gave the Fantastic Four back, and we're just working out the details right now.
Yeah. That's what I hope, because it's just funny that it was a year ago that we were discussing this exact same thing just for Spider-Man and not Fantastic Four.
And the power of change. Spider-Man's here. Fantastic Four's next.
What was it? Yakum Spider-Man?
Jakob
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yakum Spider-Man, yes.
All right. Philip's not here, Dan, so do you got anything video game related to talk about by any chance? I prepped you with 0 for this.
That's fine. I mean, I've been at the car shop all day and then at work. I got to look at Lego Dimensions. It's pretty. I haven't bought one yet because it's the biggest money drain game I have ever seen.
It's so cool looking.
Oh, it's so cool looking, but if you want like the Scooby-Doo level, you got to get like the 3-pack Scooby-Doo. But if you want it complete, you need to buy the other Shaggy and then the little sandwich thing. So that's another like $35 on top of the $100 you paid for the thing. So yeah, I haven't been able to play that yet. Sorry.
No problem. Max,
Failed
comic
us,
book-
Dan.
What's
comic
that?
book
Failed
news?
us for the last time, Dad.
Wait, no, Max, you can't take over the podcast. We'll get weird internet hate mail.
I'm force choking you right now.
Oh.
White genocide.
Max, comic book stuff?
Yeah, comic book news. Have you seen the new fucking Star Wars trailer that came out? Fuck everything else.
Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. There should be a link down below for Mike's channel. Go to youtube.com/Mike McGTV. There's a lot of cool, fun stuff on there. We're working on a collaboration right now that I think is going to be funnier than the last one we tried to do. And the JDF skit.
We can still do that one, you know. I just need the stuff re-recorded.
Yeah, that's my bad.
But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching us now, please click that like button below. Comment, let us know. We will respond. We won't ignore your comments. So comment. We love to have the discussion. Thank you for everybody who tuned in yesterday and followed us over tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Check us out on iTunes, 3 Geeks Podcast. Again, thank you so much for the support we're receiving over there as well. If you could take a minute out of your time, get on a computer, leave us a quick review on iTunes. It helps a lot more than you'll know. And that we're all doing this for fun. So any help, any appreciation is always welcomed, and we thank you all for that. Again, check out the link below for Mike, and from all of us, have a great night.